So, you've heard of the super popular Genshin Impact, or an actual decent gacha game, and are wondering what the heck a gacha game is and whether you should get into the genre. Well, short answer, yes, gacha games are great. The gacha mechanic is based around the lottery system, where you use in-game currency to quote-unquote roll the gacha machine to get new units. Usually characters or heroes they're called, and like all lotteries, there's a much higher chance of you losing than of you winning. But that's where the fun lies. Everyone's experience of a gacha game is going to be different and quite individualized. Everyone ends up with different units and plays in different manners with said units. Sure, gambling sounds bad, and for some people it definitely is, but that does not mean that all gacha games are out there to suck you dry of your hard-earned cash. In fact, in my opinion, the best ones require you to spend no money whatsoever, unless you absolutely wish to, and are either more than playable by the units that are easy to get or are given to players for free. Or, the game may have such good gacha systems that everyone ends up with some decent, high rarity units to begin with. So, should you play gacha games? Overall, yes, but now for a long answer. In my opinion, a good gacha game is one that has at least a somewhat good story, well designed and scripted characters, and enjoyable gameplay. The fact that it has to have good and not predatory gacha mechanics is somewhat secondary. I'm not going to play a gacha game that I do not enjoy playing, no matter how many high rarity units it gives me. A bad gacha system will drive me away from a game, but a good gacha is not going to get me to stay either. So, should you play these games? The first thing to consider is that gacha games are a considerable time investment, spread out over a long period of time. They aren't the sort that you play in a burst and then move on. The story for a gacha game comes out in multiple updates or patches spread out over a period of years even. Fate Grand Order came out in 2015 in Japan and the story is still ongoing. Arknights came out in 2019 and the length of each story chapter has only increased as of late and the story is only getting better and better. By the norm, gacha games come with a sort of stamina system that limits how much you play them in a single sitting. Once you settle into a game, you will only spend maybe a half hour every day playing it to just do your daily commissions, quests, bounties, whatever. Play some of the story and then log off for the day. So you want to find a game that you like enough to stick with long term. No one likes to let go of something that they invested a considerable bit of their time in. So it makes sense to pick a game that seems interesting to start out with and retains that interest as you play through its prologue and opening couple of stages. So, if you're looking for some cute games to play during downtime between classes or meetings or to just relax with, and looking into the genre of gacha games, then yes, you should consider playing them. Further, at the end of the day, gacha games revolve around getting new units and using them to play newer content as and when it is released. So, are you a waifu/husband or collector who wants to expand their collection of very pretty virtual units? Then yes, you should play gacha games for sure. Do you want a story to get engrossed in, which has an ever-growing cast of characters in the story? Do you want an experience that is only yours and no one else will likely ever have, even if they play the very same game and at the very same time as you? Then you should play gacha games. But gacha games are not all sunshine and flowers and cute girls everywhere. A mainstay and the thing you will be doing most when you play gacha games is farming. So, what is farming and what does it have to do with anything? Well, to level up your units and make them super strong, to progress through the story and events in the game, you need materials. And to get those materials you need to clear stages, but there is only a limited number of stages that drop the certain materials that you need, and the amount of time that you can do those stages is limited by the stamina system that I mentioned earlier. So, what is farming? Well, farming is doing that stage and doing it again and again and over again. It is the activity that any gacha gamer will be intimately familiar with. Farming is fun, but it does get a bit drudgy as time goes on, but the farming mindset is definitely a thing that every gacha gamer must embrace at some point or the other. Then there's just bad gacha mechanics. Annoying pity rates, overdone instances of RNG. If farming does not sound like your cup of tea or if a game has bad gacha mechanics, then you should not play it. It's as simple as that. Gacha is a good genre that comes with its evils, but at the end of the day, it is the only genre of games that I play, and I for one certainly enjoy playing them. They're cute and interesting, the music is amazingly well done for all of the ones that I play, to the point that I listen to their original soundtracks outside of the game all the time. and I'm highly invested in the story that they're trying to tell me. So there you are. That's what gacha games are, and my opinion on what makes a good one. There's a lot more that I have to say, and even more that can be said, but I just wanted this to be an overview of gacha games and my perspective on them. I've played a few in my time, and I will make videos on them soon, but in the meantime, thank you for watching. Happy hunting!